Gender equality is justice work. It's more than just appointing women to senior positions in the university or doing equality work for accreditation. The pandemic has amplified the inequalities in academia, so now more than ever, we need to rethink and reimagine what feminism and gender equality might look like, and it has to be radical and transformative.
Gender equality looks like me not having to spend my time fighting for gender equality. It means me being able to speak in a meeting and know that I'll be taken seriously, and that if I stand up for an issue, people won't assume that my words have been put to me by someone else.
I believe gender equality is a society where everyone feels able to participate and be protected, and that we overcome the harm that patriarchal norms create within our everyday spaces.
Wash our hands
What's the biggest obstacle to gender equality at the university? Well, quite apart from a gender pay gap that sits at 18% and is closing at a rate of less than 0.5% per year, the biggest obstacle is that when structures of inequality are discussed, if at all, the university management tends to emphasise the lifting of barriers to allow more people from the excluded group in, rather than debate the nature of the barrier itself. There's no point in a few women smashing through the glass ceiling if the majority of women are left to clear up the pieces.
Biggest obstacle, the patriarchy, but within the university itself, probably workload. I think workload impacts on women in a range of ways that are different to men, and I think that if we all didn't have to work so hard, then it would be much easier for things to be equal.
The biggest obstacle that the workplace faces is the myth that if we create equal opportunities, then they're going to be equally accessed. And actually we need to think more about the barriers that people face and more holistically about the support that people need to be able to access those opportunities that are being generated.
Gender equality is not just women's work, and it's not just the work of those who suffer the most injustice. We must recognise that an injury to one is an injury to all. The idea that gender could be separated from race, class, sex, the environment or politics must be challenged. It's not enough just to amplify minority voices, but you must step aside and advocate for those voices to be on the platform themselves.
If we all worked the amount of hours that we're paid to work and didn't have a culture where it's considered acceptable to overwork, then I think that would be a good step towards equality.
We can show solidarity for gender equality only when we recognise that gender equality is only achieved if we think about protecting everyone within society, and recognising that we fall short if we are only improving gender equality for some and not for all, and therefore we should be using our voice to speak out and speak up when we see discrimination of any kind, in any form, in any space.
I really like that idea of having
That's quite full on. I think, let's